Hello, everybody. I'm Scott Furkin, and it is time for another in a series of interviews with guest artists appearing at the Hill House on Devil's Backbone, a private open-air music venue high atop Kenwood Hill in the south end of Louisville, Kentucky. This time I'm talking with Arthur Geissler. He's a drummer, lead vocalist, and founding member of Hot Brown Smackdown, a high-energy newgrass band known for blending traditional bluegrass instrumentation with elements of rock, jazz, and funk to create a unique sound that's making them a hit on the Appalachian music circuit. So, Arthur, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
In fact, I should say welcome back because you played here at the Hill House before, right?
That's right. Yeah, this is our third time. Yep.
Okay, great. Well, we're pleased to have you tonight. So, a little bit about you. You were born and raised here in Louisville?
I sure was, yeah.
Okay, what area of town?
I was born and lived 10 years in Shively, and then we moved out to J-Town when my dad got a job out there when I was 10. So I've lived in that area or around close enough to that East End area since then.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the Louisville question, where did you go to high school?
I went to Trinity, as well with a lot of the people in my band.
Well, tell us a little bit about your early years. Like, for example, was there music in your home when you were growing up?
Yeah. I mean, they always had the radio on playing oldies and Motown and old country and stuff like that. So, no one was a professional musician. No one really. My mom played piano, but they all liked to sing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how and when did you begin making music?
I was in middle school, I think, or maybe fifth or sixth grade. I started listening to all the grunge that was around at that time, like Alice in Chains and Nirvana and even some punk and stuff like that, like the Green Day and all that around that time. So I started playing guitar and got into playing guitar for a while, and that was my first instrument.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Self-taught?
No, I actually had a great guitar teacher. He's a musician, a local musician, Danny Flanagan. I'm sure you probably know him, yeah.
Were you in any bands, before Hot Brown Smackdown, like garage bands or high school bands?
Yeah, well, I joined a band in, I'd say, maybe 2008 called Fusionary, and we played probably till 2013. It was a funk band.
Okay.
Funk and rock, mostly covers, some originals, but... Anthony, our guitar player, was in that band with me.
Okay, and you were the drummer for that band?
No, I was actually just the singer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yep.
Cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about Hot Brown Smackdown. How and when did it come together? Tell us the origin story.
Okay, so, well... and I have to correct you from earlier, I'm not actually one of the founding members. I joined shortly after the inception of it.
Okay.
Around 2012, I think, our banjo player and our mandolin player, John and Pat, and Justin Cecil, our bass player, they formed a band with two other members that are no longer in the band, and they were more of a traditional bluegrass outfit.
Okay.
And I think in 2013, early 2013, some of those members left the band, and Anthony, our guitarist, and I joined in. And at first we were still more traditional bluegrass. I played real simple snare rhythms with wire brushes, and
because you don't typically associate drums with bluegrass.
Right. We started adding more electric and more effects, and suddenly we're a full-on almost rock band before we knew it.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you've been at it for over 10 years.
Yes, yeah. We've been in the band, Anthony and I have been in the band for most of the time, early 2013. Okay. Yeah.
Well, do you recall where some of the early gigs were played? I mean, what kind of places were you playing?
Our very first gig was at Mellow Mushroom. In St. Matthews, which is where the old Dutch's Tavern used to be. I don't even know if the Mellow Mushroom's there anymore.
It's not.
It's not, yeah. Okay. And then our second gig was a music festival, Terrapin Hill, which had us all in our nerves a bit because we were like, oh my gosh, it was a big show. Yeah. We played at like 11 a.m. on a music festival. It was fun. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I referenced you as the band, that is, as a newgrass band. How would you characterize the band's sound?
I would say, electric newgrass with, I don't know. obviously elements of jazz and rock, and I always call it newgrass fusion.
Okay.
Just because we do kind of tend to delve into different genres and things like that. Yeah.
Sure. So in 2021, you guys put out your debut album, self-titled album. What was it like? How did that project come together?
Well, that was it was 7 songs that we had written over the previous couple years. For a while we were just doing the early years. We were just doing covers, and we had written some stuff, but never really formed it all together in something we could put out or play live. And then I'd say 2016 we started getting serious about writing, and we played these songs live before we got the chance and got the time to record them all. And they're even looking back now, those are definitely more bluegrass oriented than some of our newer originals.
Well, tell us a little bit about the songwriting process. How does a composition come together?
Okay, we are pretty good about group writing. Someone will bring like a formed idea or a mostly formed idea, and they might have 1 or 2 parts that they want to incorporate, and then we'll kind of jam it at practice and rehearsal, and if something comes from it, which it often does, we'll sort of incorporate those parts, and sometimes if it's not happening, we'll just put that idea on ice for a little bit, and we'll come back when we're more inspired. And we don't rush it,
right.
Obviously.
So it sounds like it's a very collaborative process.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you're currently in the midst of recording your second album, and what will it be called?
We don't have a name just yet.
Okay.
We have tossed around a few ideas, but nothing stuck just yet.
Well, tell us a little bit about how it came into fruition and how it's going.
Yeah, it's going great. We are finishing the last. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's going to be one more original song that's going to find its way onto this album that we haven't actually recorded yet. Okay. But we're working on finishing the second to last right now, and it's called Check Engine Light. We're going to play that tonight.
Okay.
But it's definitely been a bit more, I want to say like jazz influenced. A lot of our songs this time around have come from like Anthony Lee, some of his ideas that he brought to the table, and obviously since 2021 we have Ellie Ruth Miller in the band, and she's brought her influence in, and
she's on violin, fiddle. Yeah. Okay.
So she's great, and it's sort of affected the evolution of our sound a little bit,
Yeah, absolutely.
Way, obviously.
Well, how and where could we access the band's music?
We're all over any streaming service. We have CDs that are going to be at any show. You can, Spotify, all over. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so we've talked about recording, but my perception is your real strength and perhaps your real love is the live performance. Mm-hmm. Okay. Because you're known as high energy, kind of a jam band. So tell us a little bit about some of the performances you've been doing recently, and anything that stands out as far as live versus being in the studio.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this past Sunday we played at Melwood Tavern. We play there once a year for the Sunday service, which is a big outdoor show in their yard. And this past Sunday was the most people that's ever been in the Melwood Tavern. It was packed tight in there. The weather was beautiful. It was just a perfect day for it.
Louisville's oldest bar.
Yeah. And we had a great time. It was honestly some of the most fun I've had playing music in a while. And we've been doing, some regional music festivals. We always do the Moonshiners Ball. We've been playing that since 2021.
I know you did Waterfront Wednesday.
Yeah. That was a ton of fun.
Yeah, cool. Well, so you do obviously a lot, with your music, but that's not your full-time occupation. You actually have another professional life. You want to mention that just briefly?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. We all have jobs there. I work for a property management company. We just it's a family business. I've been working there for about 14, 15 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it challenging balancing, that day-to-day job with your musical career or side gigs and
Yeah.
things? Yeah.
It definitely can be. I've come to kind of take over more and more responsibility at the office, and but I still have some flexibility. So
Sure.
So for me, I feel like I can make the band work a little bit better than some people that have like 9 to 5s. You know what I mean? But yeah. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Well, let's mention the band's website.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
HotBrownSmackdown.com.
Okay, couldn't be more straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you can go to that website and find out more about the band, and I think even see some video clips of performances that you've
Yeah,
done.
of course.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right, one last question. And that is, I introduced you as Arthur, but I also know that you're known affectionately by family and friends as Bucky, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so which do you prefer? Which is more common? in your-
Honestly, I respond to both of them, but everyone calls me Bucky or Buck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's something my dad was called as a kid. He
Okay.
grew up in Europe, and it was something he got called, and then it got confusing. His name's Arthur as well. He's
Yeah.
Arthur the Third. I'm Arthur the Fourth.
Okay.
My son is Arthur the Fifth.
Oh, wow. Okay, a lot
So it gets
of Arthurs.
confusing calling everyone Arthur. So the nicknames came in handy.
Yeah, well, I had this fantasy. You're Arthur when you're a musician. I mean, you're Arthur in your professional mode, and Bucky in your musician mode.
Right. Maybe that's how I ought to keep it divided. Yeah.
Maybe. Well, thanks for sitting down and chatting with me
course.
tonight. We look forward to what you've got to offer us. You'll probably do some introductions of other players during the set, but do you want to mention anybody in particular, or kind of introduce the people alongside?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So in Hot Brown Smackdown, we have John Blum on the banjo and dobro. We have Justin Cecil on the bass guitar. L.D. Ruth Miller on the fiddle.
Okay.
Anthony Lee on guitar. Patrick Shoring on mandolin and sometimes electric mandolin and sometimes guitar. And myself on drums and vocals.
Oh, I know. That is one thing I wanted to ask. So it's sort of unusual for the drummer to also carry the vocals. I mean, Phil Collins did it, but so describe a little bit about like the challenge of also, keeping the rhythm for the band, but then emoting through the songs too.
Yeah, I know it's a challenge for sound guys sometimes, but I feel in some ways it's almost an advantage. In some ways, there's definitely its disadvantage. It keeps me really anchored in where the song is, and
Sure.
so that helps me vocally. But obviously, sitting down with your posture not really opened up, that can be a challenge too. So you definitely have to make sure that you're sitting up straight and breathing deep when you need to breathe, and
Well, as somebody who sometimes has difficulty walking and chewing gum at the same time, I can't imagine the coordination, mental and physical, that it takes. So we're looking forward to what you have for us tonight. Thanks so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.